There we go. Hold on. My PC decided to mute myself. Hello everybody. Welcome to the weekly Steelchair, where this is a preview show where, quite frankly, no one's going to lie to your face. I'm not going to do any of that bullshit. It's not how we roll here. We're simply going to have fun. And if that's not what you like, then leave. Plain and simple. Plain and simple. I'm not here for anyone's bullshit. I'm not here for bad faith takes. I'm not here for boredom. I'm here for genuine professional wrestling conversation and discussion and having fun. And that's just how things go. You behave. The excitement is die before we drown our sorrows. Yeah, it will. It will. I recommend the right amount of fluid or liquid containment. Trish is going to win the match during the tag match. You think? You think so? You sure? You're positive? You're confirmed? Okay then. Someone that's on my level. Scott Steiner, hello. No, I think if you behave, then I'll know you behave. Absolutely. They really aren't. They're quite a sadistic bunch when it comes to a hometown crowd. If anyone would like to join tonight, please ask. I don't mind. I never said behaving properly or behaving badly. Hey buddy, and everyone good afternoon. What's up, Larkbark? You are the dope. Just got back from Walmart and enjoying my weekend. Can you believe I spent $91 on barely anything? I know that full well when it comes to spending on things. I am quite like that. If anyone would like to join, the link is now in the chat. You do not have to be on camera if you don't want to. All you need to do is just hit the link, have a bit of headphones, and join in, have some fun, and say your thing. The chamber match is so watered down. Ugh, I like the original chamber. To be fair, I like when they did do it up. When they redone it, 2016, 2017, they redid the chamber, which I thought was actually not a bad thing. I just didn't like that they made it less dangerous. You know what I mean? Like I like it when it's violent. I like when we get some aggression. Some aggression is all I've ever really asked for. And when I don't get it, then it can rightly feck off. Put myself in the wrong one, 2 seconds. There we go. But hey, stealing souls or surviving the chamber, that's quite the rebuttal. Yeah, that's because they're pussies. Yo, what's up, Fletch? That's right, you've had more haircuts than I've had life support. I'm fine. I'm fine. Let me just quickly get our useless spreadsheet before we bring anyone else in, because we don't do this subtly over pen and paper anymore. You guys know the score. We do this. We do this through pain. We do this through visualization. And if you can't hack it, then suck it. Let me just get our... Where's our predictions? There it is. That's what I'm looking for. Have I actually had a... I thought I had this saved. There we go. It's not called book 1. It's called prediction spreadsheet, you prick. There we go. Right, let me just quickly get these matches and then I'll bring some guests in. But please do share the stream. It'd be most appreciated. Please do like, share, and subscribe. And also, whilst you're at it, check out Graps TV as well whilst we're waiting, because he's currently live. Give him some appreciation as well, because we all deserve that. And if you don't, well, that's on you. There we go. And that, and then... I got you, Keen. 2 seconds. Keen's backstage. He's wanting to join in. He just needs to wait 2 seconds whilst I'm filling this out. Sometime today, please. Thank you, Stupid Excel. There we go. Nice. That's what I'm after. Yeah, that's a big stream. We have 4 matches, by the way. I know, I saw you were there. Rusty, hello fella, how are you? It's 4 matches, by the way, to review, guys, which is... That's not even a pay-per-view, come on. There we go. Right. So we've got... Hey Fernando, how are you? That is correct, Scott. Almost ready. Like I say, this is just how it is. I like to make sure everything is the right way. There we go. Can behave, you wee whittle. That's just how they do it, Catherine. So we got that one. Almost there. Nearly there, guys. And then... There we go. Okay. Let's do this. Right. Now we can get some folk in.
Hello.
Hello.
How are we?
Could be worse. Yourself?
Good, good. Today's the day.
They're a fucking scam. It's going to be a lot of promos, most likely, if it's only 4 matches. No, I think what they're going to do is they're going to give both chamber matches close to an hour. The unsanctioned is going to go about 30 minutes, and then Trish Stratus is going to shake her ass for 15 minutes, and then Tiffany Stratton's going to fuck up. So that's how it's going to be. Long story short. I don't know how it's going to be. I honestly don't know, but we'll find out. Who will win the Women's Chamber? We'll come with that. But it's not going to be facing Rhea Ripley. Spoiler. Even though we don't like that shit here. But how is everybody though? Let's get to it. Keen, how are things before we even discuss it? You know.
Sorry, what did you say? You cut off there for a sec.
Said, how are you before we crack into this?
Good, really good today. Had a really productive day, so happy to be here. And I've been trying to keep myself occupied all day before the chamber. Do you know? I don't know if you get this same type of way, right? But do you know if you're ready to watch like a big WWE, UFC boxing fight, and it's on like late in the night, you try have to like keep yourself occupied like all day before it comes up, like.
Yeah, it's called gaming.
Yeah, I've done that too, but like, yeah, I was like, I get cleaning done. I'll go for a walk. I listen to music. I'll watch some like other wrestling YouTube channels as well to see how they're feeling, coming into today. And it's like, yeah, I'm just ready for tonight now. The road to WrestleMania truly is already underway, but I think we'll know what's going to happen now for the road to WrestleMania after tonight. It'll start to take shape.
I'm assuming you mean, how did you find each other? Is that what you mean? And then I'll answer the question. But as I've said in the chat, please do like, share, and subscribe, guys. We are en route to 300 subscribers. I believe we're 16 away from 300. So please do like, share, and subscribe, because even though I do like Japanese wrestling, they are pilgrimage at destroying channels for absolutely no fucking reason. So that's how things are. But yeah, I mean, I just kick back. If something's going to be on, something's going to be on. I just get on with it.
Yeah, 100%.
We just linked up for football. We support the same shitty football team. That's all it is, really.
Yeah,
we support
the same shit football team. Both of our countries disappoint us most of the time.
I mean, yours more than mine.
Yeah,
mine's just
in recent time. Yeah. 100%.
Mine's just a bit of money in the bank, unintended. I don't feel sorry for any Canadian that booed for Trish yesterday, because you're also excuse for. To be fair, I think the problem is, it's not essentially they're not essentially booing from. They're not essentially booing Trish Stratus. I think they're just essentially booing. They don't like what they're actually doing. I don't think they actually care for this. This should have been this should have just been a women's title match. This is actually a waste of time. But I'll get to that later on. I don't want to come across too aggressive yet. But we'll certainly get that. Anyway, your stepdad likes Everton. I mean, I can realistically live with that. Catherine, you like Man City and Fulham. I don't think you've got any right to talk to me about football. You sit your ass down.
Wait, hold on a second. So, she's a Fulham fan, sponsored by Tony Khan, and then she's a Man City fan who also sponsored WWE, and she's also a wrestling fan.
She just likes City.
Yeah,
she just likes City, but she also, to be fair, she just fancies Tony Khan. So that's just the nature. I don't know how anyone could. I don't get it. I don't see the attraction. Maybe from a duck's arse. I don't know. I haven't decided yet. But yeah, Elimination Chamber. If anyone wants to join us tonight, guys, honestly, feel free. If you want anyone you want to invite, go and ask them. I do not care. I don't care. Just don't bring psychos, don't bring any perverts, and don't bring anyone that likes Vince McMahon. Plain and simple. Like I don't want any of that shit in here.
What about aliens?
Aliens can suck. Alien fans are fucking bizarre shit. Put it that way. But hey ho. I mean, everyone can believe what they want to believe. Just keep your shit away from me.
Oh, that's so funny.
Yeah. Thing is, if you come at me, I don't hold back.
Yeah, I've seen that firsthand.
Jonathan, I'm just saying the way it frankly is. It's nothing to do with WWE fans booing Trish Stratus. It's simply the fact that these WWE fans don't actually like what they're doing with this. I guarantee if you said, would you rather have Trish Stratus in a tag match or would you rather have Trish Stratus versus Tiffany Stratton for the women's title? I know which one I would take. I would rather have the title match. Because let's be real, Tiffany Stratton has not been tested yet, and Charlotte Flair isn't the answer. Like, simple as, folks. Whether you love it or hate it, it's a simple fact of life. And speaking of simple facts of life, why on earth is as a US champion who's got a number one contender, it then gets taken off him to then earn it again? I don't get this. Make that make sense. I don't get that.
Do you know what, with the whole LA Knight fucking Nakamura thing? That's
He's
not going
pissed
to be a
someone
Mania
off.
feud. It's not going to be a Mania feud. I'll tell you what's going to happen here. I was thinking this morning when I was watching SmackDown. I feel like that match is going to happen on SmackDown. So there's going to be some sort of like fucked up finish, and then we're getting a multi-man match.
It was supposed to be on SmackDown last night. Like, the original booking for SmackDown last night was LA Knight versus Shinsuke Naka Skywalker for the US title. And then they cancelled it.
Maybe they're keeping it for like next week, I'd say.
Did he? That's the first I heard that. Fuck me, that's a shame. I had no idea, Catherine. They didn't have to change the idea though of taking LA Knight's title shot away though. They could have just had LA Knight versus one of the guys on SmackDown though. I don't think this necessarily had to remove the plan.
But I'd say they had to pivot last minute. I'd say that's probably what happened. If there's a death happened. Like, think about it. If you actually look at how the way SmackDown ended, it seems like, you know, that match, the last match went on a bit longer than it probably should have. And like, if you look at Cody's segment, it looked a bit like rushed because that was meant to be an interview. So, do you know, like, I think they probably had to pivot because of what happened, and probably what was meant to happen in that LA Knight match was probably a screwy finish, because we're definitely getting, I say, in both mid card titles, we're going getting multi-man matches. I think
we'll
for sure.
I want. We'll absolutely get what I think. Like, one of them's going to be a ladder match, and the other should be a elimination rules match, and the elimination rules should be Braun Breaker. See people like that are reporting like PW Insider and all that stuff. Just remember where they got it from. They got it from me first, so hold that. Like,
no, they got it from Dave Meltzer.
Nah, they got it from me. They got it from me. I said it first. Nobody was reporting the US title or the Intercontinental title. Nobody's like, oh, Braun Breaker's going to be in a singles match at WrestleMania. I was like, no, he's not. I mean, it's so damn predictable. It's going to be a multi-man. I mean, guys, come on. I said it last year about the ladder match. Come on. And nobody said that was going to happen. And I said there would be something like that. And I mean, come on. My football team's shit, but my wrestling takes aren't. Come on. But hey ho. To be fair, I don't know why we're going down this route again. Like, do we have to remind that nobody cares? Because I sure as hell don't. We all know John Cena's going to win the Elimination Chamber, but Trish should be in a women's title match at WrestleMania. No, she shouldn't.
No.
Trish versus Tiffany at WrestleMania and Charlotte and Triple Threat. No.
This is just like, look, there's no long-term
match.
storytelling with Trish Stratus here. I think, like, this is just to give Trish her last match in Canada before she officially, properly, 100% hangs it up.
She should have hung up a long time ago. I mean, I liked her Stratus, but still, there's nothing for her.
Yeah, 100%. I think, like, look, it's just to sell tickets. Literally, this match is literally just trying to sell extra tickets. I don't think it's anything major. If anything,
we know, Abel. We know that's a foregone conclusion. We know you don't like Charlotte Flair. It's okay.
That's unanimous here, anyway.
Yeah, that's all agreed upon. Don't worry.
Do you know what I would have taken here, Reece? Do you know what I would have taken here? I would have taken a fucking either singles match between Nia and Stratton.
Last year, Abel.
For what I would have taken for this pay-per-view, I wouldn't have, like, preferably, I don't think Trish Stratus has a place really here. I think it's only because it's in Canada and it's to send the fans home happy that they're using this match in terms of a hometown person. But, like, I would have much preferred Tiffany Stratton versus Nia Jax, or Tiffany Stratton versus Nia Jax versus Candice LeRae. do as a triple threat. I would have much preferred that over the tag team.
Yeah. I still don't see the reason to have that. I do agree with this though. I think even you will as well, even to an extent. Not one is genuinely weird.
Yeah, it's strange. Even
I don't understand this at all. It's not something that even I can fathom. Like there should be, if there was two of them, I'd be like, you know what, fine, but
one of the chambers should have had title. Like remember No Way Out? Was it No Way Out?
Long time ago.
2009 had both titles, didn't it?
There hasn't been a title defended inside the Elimination Chamber.
2017? WWE title?
I think so, yeah.
I'm talking main now that's I'm talking like main event title. Now I know
even that it's
was the IC title after that or was it before? No, it was before when Ryback won it, weren't it? That was before.
He was defending champion in that, and that was the year before because Dean Ambrose was the champion, the Intercontinental champion during the 2017 one.
Oh,
it has been a long.
The tag team titles in 2018, Reece.
That was never good. Actually, to be fair, the last title to be defended inside on a singles basis is the women's title. Alexa Bliss was the last singles champion to defend the title inside the chamber. That was 7 years ago.
It's a fucking long time.
It's not even good.
Even with all this Rock stuff and Cody, fair enough, right? I think this story is going to turn out to be good in the end. But I think once we give it time to fester, the right characters are in play, I think this will be a good story. But fucking hell, you could have Gunter fucking defend his title tonight. Even look, we know he's going to face Jey Uso anyway. But you could have gave him someone I don't know, Sheamus, someone like that. Even just a throwaway match, just to have it on the pay-per-view. Do you know?
I think Jey Uso's got the wrong opponent for WrestleMania. I think Gunther should have defended the title inside the chamber. I've said that numerous times. I think the world title should have been defended in the chamber, and he should have lost his title. I don't think Gunther's title reign's actually been good at all. It's not been the way it has been booked. It's almost as if they gave up very quickly on him, and I cannot, for the life of me, I don't know why. I cannot figure this out. So yeah, I agree to an extent. There's at least one. If you're not going to have Gunther defend his world title inside the chamber, why not have Rhea Ripley defend hers inside the chamber? She doesn't have an opponent yet for WrestleMania. Just have her defend the title. It'd be much more interesting.
Have her defend the title. Then on Raw the next night, you do fucking triple threat or a fatal four-way, and that's how she gets her opponent.
Or even just a standard number one contenders match.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. A standard number one contenders. Let's say Rhea defended tonight, right? And then on Monday you do Io versus Liv Morgan versus Bianca Belair versus, I don't know, Raquel Rodriguez. Not Raquel Rodriguez, sorry.
Just to free them.
Roxanne Perez.
Yeah.
You could have done a fatal four-way there. Because you have Roxanne, who broke the Royal Rumble record. Liv Morgan had, love her or hate her, she had the run of her life in this last 12 months. And then Bianca's just a big star, and Io, is over as fuck right now. So there was 4 wrestlers you could have had there. You could have a fatal four-way for a number one contendership. That literally you had 4 legit winners, and you could have had a bit of jeopardy. There could have been jeopardy there. Whereas if I look at the chamber lineup tonight, I know we're going to get to our predictions in a while. When I look at the chamber lineup,
that's a good point as well.
Yeah, 100%. It looks like it's very watered down. But Reece, when I look at the chamber lineup for the women's match, I don't know about you. I think it's very predictable who wins tonight. Yeah. For the women's chamber, at least.
Yeah, she's 6 foot. She's fast as hell, and she has a heel gimmick as Bianca Belair.
Yeah,
it's more predictable than an old person going for a dump. It's so predictable. It's not good. I'm not saying everyone has to be predictable. Not in the slightest, but at least have some fun. Like, it clearly says here as well, everybody knows this. They're not facing her. They're facing her. I actually think the winner of this is going to face Io Sky at WrestleMania.
No, do you know what? I think it's going to be a triple threat for the women's world title.
I was thinking that originally. I was thinking that for quite a while, but then I thought, does that make it even more predictable? I don't know. I just don't think they have.
Do you know what's weird about it?
Whoever's booking the woman needs to let it go.
Do you know what's weird? Becky's meant to have been back since January and she hasn't come back yet. So I'm wondering, because it looks like for all intents and purposes it's going to be Ivy Nile versus Lyra, right, at WrestleMania. That's what it's looking like at current point. Or that can happen on Raw. But for me, if Becky's coming back, she's a big enough star to go into the world title picture, but then again, she hasn't had enough matches to be in the world title picture. And then if she comes back, I suppose, going for the IC title, elevates the IC title, and the story is there between her and Lyra. But you could have, I wish they could have had Becky in the chamber. At least it could have been less, more unpredictable because she's a big star.
It's just, I just think they don't care. You know what I mean? Fernando, I see your point where she's returning on Monday, but where does she return? Like, what does she return to? Like, is she going to turn up after the world title main event? I don't know. I think we're at the circumstance where this might be where a Mania where she might not even be involved. They may have nothing for her. I don't know. I don't particularly... This is the least hyped I've ever been for a WrestleMania in my life. Never. I'm
not as hyped as I was last year. Like last year, I was so fucking hyped because the stories were just off the charts, for both nights. But I'm looking at it now, and I trust WWE to book the show the way they should book the show. But the way I'm kind of looking at things, and it is depending on what happens with Cody and Rock tonight, depending on where that is placed on the show, the winner of the chamber could be a lot more clearer for the men's chamber, and then we know kind of what the story is going to be leading into Mania. Also, though, the lack of Becky Lynch in the women's scene tells me that I suppose that they don't know where they're booking their big stars on Monday Night Raw. SmackDown is clear what they're going to do. They're trying to do past versus present with Charlotte and Tiffany Stratton. That's what they're trying to do there. It's clear what that story is, whether you like it or you hate it. It's clear what they're going to build that story to be. Whereas Rhea and Io, will it be a great match? It'll be a fantastic match. The story isn't there. Do you get me? The story isn't there.
Yeah, I just think they've... This is the worst thing. They're overcharging their fan base. The hardcore fan base are being overcharged so badly, and they're not getting anything back. It's what I've got an issue with. They're doing well financially. Yeah, overcharging fans, they're going to be stupid enough to pay for it. But eventually, people are going to be like, "What am I getting out of this?" This is not an indictment of, it means they're automatically terrible. No, but you want to actually see what you're getting your money's worth for.
Yeah, and that's why I think you need more compelling stories. And I think that's what they need to do. Look, to be fair, after this is 9 weeks of WrestleMania after tonight, 8-9 weeks. There's plenty of time. Less
than, something like that.
Yes, 8-9 weeks, I think, roughly, right? You have enough time to tell stories to give people value for their money for WrestleMania. But I think if they're going to do it, Reece, they have to be sharp. And they're going to have to be clear on what they're actually going to do, because I look at.
It's 6 weeks till my birthday, and WrestleMania is the weekend after. So 7 weeks to go. 7 weeks to go.
That's plenty of time still to tell enough stories to build the card. Because last year for Cody, it was roughly around that time where we built up Cody finishing his story. I know you're not a Cody fan, but the story itself and the way they built it was very compelling with Rock, when they added Rock in, and we got stories. And then Gunther, Sami Zayn. We got that. We got a good few matches last year that had decent stories. But I think when I look at let's say the women's scene right now, there's not like last year when you had Rhea, Becky, right? Yeah, it was kind of a new guard beating old guard.
Yeah,
right? That was a story there. With Damage Control, you had Io versus Bailey. That was brewing for months. That was a story. Whereas I look at the women's matches now, potential women's matches now. I look at Stratton versus Charlotte. Okay, I see the dynamic, but I don't feel it at the moment. Now, that could change in the next few weeks with promos and other things. I'm not feeling that as much. In terms of the women's world title, for me, if I look at the women who are in it.
Oh yeah, huge WCW fan as a kid.
Yeah, I love WCW too. But when I look at it, Reece, I think the story that they could end up telling in the women's scene, in the women's world title scene, is Rhea's going to be the dominant woman. Io is going to be the hard worker, kind of someone who's working hard, and then
any day of the week, I might add.
And then, Bianca Belair is kind of almost the heel in this. And
she should have been a heel. She should have been a heel years ago.
Oh yeah, we've discussed that a long time.
I'm sick of the stupid gimmick. It's the amount of times I've argued with Ailey over this fucking gimmick. Ailey loves Bianca Belair, and I do as well. But fuck me, this gimmick is a heel gimmick.
I honestly think, Reece, I know we're going to talk about the chamber match, and I suppose we'll probably start with the women's chamber, but I think ultimately Jade Cargill is going to be the one who costs Bianca Belair at WrestleMania. Ultimately.
Wouldn't surprise me. She's not been tested yet, Abu, in terms of actually defending it. Hangman, Fletch, she is going to lose at WrestleMania. Anybody that thinks Charlotte's going to let Tiffany Stratton go over her the first time? No. Yeah,
Charlotte's going to win the first match. Just the way I look at it. Charlotte wins the first match. Tiffany has a few struggles. Tiffany takes it back to SummerSlam. That's probably what's going to happen.
Were you a bigger WCW fan than a WWE fan? No, actually. I was a fan of both promotions. The difference is, and I think this is the reality, back then, it didn't really... back then you had a great variety of talent plus booking to get some enjoyment out of it. So, I was never one more than the other. I watched Nitro and I watched Raw at the same time. So
no, you were a Thunder guy, Reece.
I like Thunder. Thunder was great back in the day. WCW Thunder was quality. WCW Thunder still has one of the best televised segments you'll ever see, and that was Sting throwing the world title at Hulk Hogan's face.
Hey, WCW Thunder in the year 2000. What about that, Reece?
Bill Goldberg. But that's just the reality. Funny thing is people think WCW was people don't forget when WCW really was bad, and WCW got really bad after Starrcade '99. It was going into it was 2000 and beyond is when WCW got bad.
That was when Vince Russo and Bischoff were together, weren't they?
Yeah, but WCW technically wasn't even bad enough to come off TV. Actual off network TV, WCW was still getting good enough ratings. The problem is Time Warner didn't want a wrestling show anymore. Here's a fun fact: if nobody believes this, look it up. Vince McMahon was ready to scrap his own flagship show for Nitro. He was ready to scrap Monday Night Raw for Nitro. The reason why it didn't happen is because he didn't get the contracts he wanted. He wanted Sting, he wanted the NWO properly, he wanted Lex Luger. To be fair, I'm kind of glad he didn't get that one. He wanted Goldberg. What a fucking mistake anyway. And then you would have had a proper invasion. But you were never going to get those guys because they were under protected contracts. So,
yeah, they were on so much money, and they also, a lot of them big stars had booking POs in their contract.
Yeah, it was guaranteed, so they couldn't do anything. So, and to be fair, they've ruined themselves. Like Vince McMahon had the chance to get one of the biggest talents, and he had his own biggest star make defamatory comments about Booker T. To be fair, Aaron Wan-Bissaka is Booker T in disguise. But if The Rock had made that promo on SmackDown saying who the hell is Booker T, Sting would have been in WCW in 2001. No, he wasn't. Kevin Sullivan had his own horrible moments, but Kevin Sullivan was not worse than Vince Russo and Eric Bischoff. Eric Bischoff was a fucking disgrace in 2000 because he had no clue what he was doing. Nobody took him seriously for a long time after that. Vince Russo's problem is Vince Russo didn't have the control that he was after. That's what he really wanted. He wanted control, and he wasn't given it. Whereas Kevin Sullivan, the problem is he backed the guy that he really wanted, but he was already on the way out. Why do you think Chris Benoit had one of the shortest world title runs? His run was that short that he quit after he won it. That's because he hated the whole thing. Yeah. Aaron Wan-Bissaka is Booker T. I've been saying it for a long time. Wan-Bissaka, when he tackles, he does spin-a-roonies. Like that boy is Wan-Bissaka, and Booker T is Wan-Bissaka in disguise. They both are. They're just living up. I despise him too, Jonathan. But I'll gladly go first with this women's title match if you want. I don't mind us starting with the women's chamber.
Yeah, we'll start with that because I think that's probably the most predictable match on the card, to be completely honest.
Either she's winning it from the start or she's winning it from the final pod entrant, but I just don't see anybody beating Bianca Belair.
Yeah, I think Bianca wins. Yeah. I think look, there's a couple of ways though. There's a couple of things I'd like WWE to do here. Right? If I look at the women who are in the match, you have Bianca, you have Alexa Bliss, you have Bayley, Naomi, and Roxanne Perez. Now, I'd love WWE to pull the fucking shock and give Roxanne the win, but it's too early. It's way too early on her main roster run. But it'd be a great shock. And it'd be like, imagine a triple threat between Rhea, Io, and Roxanne for the women's world title. That would be fucking great. But let's be realistic. I think there's only two possible winners in this match. For me, anyway. First one, I think, is Bianca Belair. I think she's odds-on favourite for me. I think for years WWE's been wanting that kind of Bianca Belair, Rhea Ripley interaction, and they've been kind of they've been saving it. Now I wonder, do they put Bianca, Io, and Rhea in a triple threat? I think that's what my line of thinking is. I think that match would be fucking great. So I'm going to go Bianca Belair, but I'm going to say it now, Reece. I'm going to say it completely now. I would not be shocked if Liv Morgan wins tonight due to Jade Cargill interference.
I mean, Jade Cargill will probably interfere and she'll probably botch it, but that would surprise me.
That's my shock card for that match. I'm like a 99% Bianca Belair for this match. The 1% of me thinks Jade Cargill interferes, takes out Bianca Belair. It turns out she's the fucking mastermind behind the fucking attack, and Liv Morgan. Then the triple threat is Liv Morgan versus Io versus Rhea. They're the two triple threats that are in my mind and my predictions. Not that I want a second one, but
I've been saying it for a long time that it was Bianca that done it.
Yeah, I said it from the get-go. Because I knew they were always building to this match, and I think she just needs to turn heel. Look, and I know she does a lot of great work from Make-A-Wish and all that stuff, but the fact Montez Ford is now... But like... oh, for fuck's sake. But the fact that Montez
Scott is
Ford
my
is
guy.
now heel, I think WWE has an opportunity here, though, Reece, because like if you look at this, Montez Ford is now a heel. Angelo Dawkins over on SmackDown. If you turn Bianca Belair heel, there's a chance even to make a faction. Do you know what I mean? There's a chance to make a faction that you could do. You could do. Liv Morgan was my choice, but Keen's explanation has maybe changed to Bianca. Which one? About Jade Cargill getting stuck in the ropes, or?
Well, that's just beautiful. Is Cena turn heel to become the Rock's champion instead of Cody? No, he's not.
Don't do that to me.
It won't be. But someone is definitely turning heel by the end of the night.
We'll discuss that later on.
That person's in the chamber.
I know. We're going to discuss. Discuss
are
you Bianca too?
I think Bianca will, yeah. And it's just the manner of it, but they need a big match. That's what the problem is, Scott. They need a big name match. Kevin Sullivan went right back to Hogan and Rick. He's also the reason why the Radicals left. I would have kept Russo because, say what you will, he was doing something different. Here's the thing. On the previous show, and this is where I'm going to come back at you, Guy. I'm just going to counter your point about Russo, right? Vince Russo was doing something that different that he actually got he actually got a professional wrestling company taken off a major TV network. Vince Russo is the worst booker you'll ever see. Kevin Sullivan went back to Hogan and Rick because the young talent left because they were not confident in the rest of the show. That wasn't Kevin Sullivan's fault. Vince Russo is the reason TNA lost Spike with Dixie Carter, the biggest ownership slag you'll ever see.
Was Bischoff not also and Hogan not at fault for that as well?
They were contributing to bad creative, but they didn't contribute to them losing the Spike deal. It was Vince Russo.
Yeah.
Vince Russo got fired by Spike TV themselves. Spike fired him for his behavior behind the scenes, and he was told never to write again for TNA or any show. And Dixie Carter hired him secretly, and he only got caught when he announced it on his own show. Like he was doing it at the same time. He announced on his podcast that he was writing for TNA at the time, so Spike went, nope, goodbye, and they cancelled TNA off Spike.
Well, that's fucking play stupid games, win stupid prizes by TNA there. Yeah, exactly. I think Vince Russo had them lightning in the bottle moments. I was looking at the comments there. I think Vince had them lightning in the bottle moments. What like Vince used to veto. Apparently, I watched the documentary before, and apparently Vince used to like veto about 95% of the things Russo used to say.
Some of the stuff he had was ridiculous.
Yeah,
I mean,
like if Vince is saying no, let's put it this way, Reece. If Vince McMahon is saying no, this guy has like a lot of bad booking in his time. A lot of bad booking in his time. If he's saying no, then fuck me. It must have been really absurd. Some of the stuff Vince Russo wanted to do, like
some of the booking he has done throughout his time is so horrific. As a podcaster, I agree. I think his podcasting's a bit overrated with how he comes across, but Jim Cornette's booking actually wasn't as bad as people think. Look at his booking in Smoky Mountain. Look at his booking of Brock Lesnar in OVW. Like when OVW actually means something, it used to mean something, not the shit they are now. And look at his original booking of TNA when he went and became part of the TNA booking team. Cornette's booking was actually quite good.
Yeah, he was good back in the day.
The only problem for Cornette is his personal opinions of certain people and where they came from slap him down a lot. I don't particularly pay attention to his podcast. I mean, to be fair, he is a very successful podcaster, but that guy, I'm surprised he's still living. I'm surprised Jim Cornette hasn't died yet from all the hate that he spews on Vince Russo. Like his blood, every time he hears the words Vince Russo, his blood pressure goes through the roof. I don't know how he's still living. He's still got the funniest line of an interview I've ever heard in a shoot interview. he wants to outlive Vince Russo just so he can piss on his grave. I swear, if that happens, if that happens, I will laugh. I will genuinely laugh.
So what? AEW should book that match.
What, Cornette dies?
Cornette versus Russo in a Eric Bischoff on a pole match.
Oh, imagine trying to get Eric Bischoff off a pole. That's something that I think OVW should do. It makes sense for them, or MLW. But it's fear. See, 80s and 90s Jim Cornette, he was proper entertaining. But now, I think he's so out of touch. I think he's so out of touch, but the thing is, the guy understands it. Why should we give respect to Vince Russo? And no one says he's a woman hater because he did all that, but let's be real. He was over-sexualizing those women. At the time, we know this. It's a common fact and it's the truth. Sex does sell. Why do you think so many people have got OnlyFans? Sex sells. But, genuinely, Vince Russo doesn't deserve respect for some of the shit that he is responsible for. Here's a fun fact. Do you know who was the one that booked the I Quit match that nearly cost Mick Foley his life?
That was definitely Russo job, was it?
It was Vince Russo. It was Vince Russo that suggested the electrocution spot. Mick Foley was...
Vince Russo, didn't Vince Russo fucking book the Judy Bagwell on a pole match as well, sure?
Aye.
Yeah,
I know a lot of people have done that. He's not a woman hater. He's just nuts. His booking, there's actually some booking moments. I'll say this before we move on. There has actually been a lot of good things Vince Russo has done for booking. AJ Styles is one of them. But in terms of like actual consistent stuff, there's a lot of shady things that Vince Russo has done that you can't forgive. He isn't responsible for the shit that Mick Foley has done, apart from that I Quit match. That should never have happened. And also, The Rock as well got fined for that match. Like, he got fined for overdoing the chair shots.
Jeez, imagine he done them chair shots now. Imagine what his fucking fine would be now, considering the whole
$1 million
concussion protocol.
Oh, it'd be close to, for every chair shot, I reckon he'd be hitting $1 million. Because it was that bad.
Didn't Taker and Triple H WrestleMania 27?
65,000 a fine. They got fined 65k each.
Yeah, I remember that.
But Rock was only meant to hit. This is actually in a documentary. Obviously, I can't play the documentary, but I'll show you. I'll see if I can find the one just so I can show you guys if I can find it. But The Rock was only meant to hit Mick Foley 5 times with the steel chair, and he went nearly triple that, and they were all unprotected, which says a lot. What's up, Dev? How are you, fella? Let me see if I can find Mick Foley versus The Rock. I Quit. Because his wife and kids were actually there as well, and his wife was actually sitting crying at ringside. But that's how bad it was. If I can find it. No, not that one. Where is it? Ah, there it is. This video here, guys, I'm just going to quickly share this tab for 2 seconds. If you get a chance, watch this video. It's just under 20 minutes long. Watch this. This is genuinely sick as fuck. This is the match that changed WWE protocols for life. Now, obviously, Cena had a few bloody matches in his time with Umaga and all that crap.
Yeah, he quit match for JBL. That was brutal.
Yeah, they weren't supposed to happen as violent as this, but this is the match that caused all that. If you ever get a chance, watch this video. I will put a link in it in the chat for everybody to copy it later on. If you get a chance, really do watch this video. You'll be very surprised about how bad it actually was. It's disgusting. I wouldn't wish that on any person. To be fair, Mick Foley is a victim of his own success as well. There's a lot of shit he's done that he went too far. But when Vince, you get in that video, it does talk about the electrocution spot. Mick Foley is shit scared. Like, he's actually terrified about the whole thing. So I do recommend watching that. I will say this, the abortion angles are... I don't understand why wrestling does abortion angles. I think that's just mental. Or having, say, World's Strongest Man getting a hand pregnant. He's booking up Samoa Joe as a... Yep, that's true. What's up, Maria? How are you? So back to the women's chamber. I do think Bianca is going to win this, but I do also think Jade is going to get involved. But I think Jade will get involved and she'll be up against Naomi at Wrestlemania. Only because I think Bianca will make sure she's in that title match so Jade can't get a hold of her. But she will get her afterwards. That's what I think anyway. So I still think Bianca Belair.
Yeah, I'll go Bianca as well. I think it's pretty much nailed on. She's going to win. I think it's either going to be her or Liv Morgan. I still think there's a possibility that Liv. I still think there's a possibility that Liv Morgan does get it. And my only other logical way.
Oh, that was a horrible gimmick. That was a horrible gimmick back in the day. 11. Oh.
My only other logical thinking about Liv Morgan winning it is if you look at the year she's after having, like, win the world title, crown jewel champion, tag team champion.
Ruining my year.
Maybe you ruin your year, yes, but the way they booked her, I would not be surprised at all. And also, it would kind of enhance the whole Finn is not doing it with the Judgment Day, but Liv is, so that type of way, in terms of the power struggle. That would be the only other logical thing here. But I just see Bianca Belair winning this. And yeah, if she doesn't, I think Jade Cargill costs her.
Yeah. So far, I've got Bianca Belair for literally everybody except for Alexa Bliss. If you guys want to be added to the spreadsheet, feel free. I'll put your predictions in if you want to take part. But we'll certainly go through all that. I've got a lot for it. I'm going to mix up a little bit because I'm actually going for the best match of the card next. That Katie... Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, please don't remind me.
Oh.
That angle buried Kane and that angle buried the Intercontinental title all in one.
I know who really killed Katie Vick.
Aye, Triple H.
No, he's from Albania. His name is Giulio.
Alexa Bliss is not boring.
Who said?
Jonathan, no, she's not boring. No, Bailey is boring. Bailey's boring. If you said Bailey's boring, I would have agreed with you, but Alexa Bliss is not boring. No. She's probably one of the only few women they've got that actually has a personality. It was a horrible angle. I cannot get over that bloody segment of a Kane mask inside a casket. I can't get that ever out of my head. That was grim. That's the sort of shit that you just ask Vince McMahon, what the fuck?
When you look, Reece, when you look at all these allegations that came out, are you really shocked Vince McMahon booked an angle like this?
No, but you could have done something a whole lot different.
Man, he wanted to do an angle where he was the father of Stephanie McMahon's baby. Come on to fuck, like.
I reckon they should have went through with it. He should have went through with it. Because it would have got Vince cancelled quickly.
He tried to fight God. I don't think that man is cancelable at all.
I think the man is cancelable if people were just willing to do it. Instead, they were just too happy enjoying the stuff. I think that's the problem. Like, I can't say it. I don't want to say the words, and I never will. But I cannot get over one particular thing that should never have been allowed to be said on television. I don't care what anyone says. This is stuff you can't be saying. You can't say this on telly.
Yeah, I remember that one. Yeah,
This was. I don't care what anyone says. This was worse than what he said around Booker T.
He said the N word and he said the Taliban thing.
Yeah, I know. For me, I know which one's worse. Not even putting racial, which one's worse aside. Labeling somebody a member that
both things he said were racist.
Oh, they were. But to label someone a member of the Taliban is, especially by that point in time when anybody who was wearing something like that was getting either persecuted or murdered, was disgusting. It was pure evil. And I don't know, of all things as well, imagine him saying that as well when he respected the Iron Sheik. Like, that was the weird thing as well. He respected the Iron Sheik, but Sabu was his great nephew. Wild.
Do you know what as well? How's Vince not got cancelled? He
No
got
idea.
Randy Orton. He got Randy Orton to say Eddie Guerrero's in hell.
I know.
Like, not long after he died. Like,
which part are you talking about now? What part are you talking about now? Because we've already went past Vince Russo. Vince Russo can, even though he follows me on social media, he can literally burn. The two best sellers in the ring are Rey Mysterio. No, not really. Rey Mysterio doesn't sell much anymore.
Well, enough about Vince Russo and WCW and all these other promotions, to be honest.
Not tonight. Not tonight. I still have to cope with all this. Who's the best seller in the ring female-wise? Put it this way, she's still active and you guys won't watch her. That's all I'm going to say. The best women's seller, I wasn't even listed in the top 10 for their women. That's how stupid Sports Illustrated are, so that's all I'm going to say about that. Sami Zayn versus Kevin Owens.
I know what way you feel about this, but I feel like the absolute opposite to you do. So this will be good discussion. I know you absolutely hate this.
He left after saying the truth. She's great, but I still think the best seller is Bull Nakano. Because she's still the greatest women's wrestler. You backed out quick.
Oh, I hit the back button by accident. Alright, so what I was trying to say to you is, I know you absolutely hate this match. I actually like it for a load of different reasons.
I just think the repetition is becoming the issue, and I just think that it would have been more fun to have done something different.
I think that they're separating after this match.
But they're finally going to divorce each other.
Well, no, but I think they're both going to go separate ways after this match in terms of WrestleMania. I think they've done this for the purpose of Canada, but they also done this for the purpose of, I suppose, Kevin Owens losing the plot. I think they're both going separate ways after this, and I'll explain. So, like, I think this match in general, I think it works for so many ways. I think Kevin is completely vindicated, even though he's the heel in this situation. Okay, we'll move on.
I can say so many things to this, but no.
No, we'll move on for the sake of.
I think this is I can see that happening.
This is what I'm getting to. So, I think Kevin Owens is 100% vindicated, right, with Sammy here, because I think Sammy didn't help him against Cody. Sammy let him get fucking put through a ladder by Cody, but then he helped Roman in the Rumble. You know, so I think Kevin is vindicated here. I think the story is right there in terms of, though Sammy's been a shit friend, but all the other times that Kevin's kind of turned on Sammy, he's been the dickhead. Where in this scenario, I think Sammy's been the dickhead, but Sammy's kind of, I suppose, the more likable guy. So the fans are kind of cheering for Sammy. But like, I think this is like, if I could align Kevin Owens' justification for his actions. Do you remember in 2008, Reece, when Shawn Michaels faced Batista? And do you remember when Shawn Michaels faked a knee injury and he lied to Chris Jericho? And then he justified his lying to Chris Jericho. And then Chris Jericho snapped and put his head through the Geritron on the highlight reel in 2008, right? Now,
he was their best heel that year. He was by far their best heel in 2008.
Oh, Jericho's work in 2008 was amazing. And look, that's another story for another day. That's another story for another day, right? But Jericho was justified in what he done. Because he lied to Chris Jericho and he attacked Chris Jericho. In terms of, Michaels lied to Jericho and Jericho attacked Michaels. Similarly here, Sami Zayn didn't lie to Kevin Owens, but he fucking betrayed Kevin Owens in a way. So
yeah, he did massively. I agree with that 100%.
And I think
Sami is quote unquote, he's a prick. Sami's an untrusted prick.
Yeah. I think in this situation, I love Sami Zayn, but I think, he's, if I look from a storytelling point of view here, I think Kevin is justified. I think the storytelling between the two of them leading up to this match has been decent. However, the one thing I don't like is Randy Orton was taken out by a package pile driver for ages, and he's on the shelf, even though he has a real life injury, but he's been on the shelf, right? And then Sammy's been on Raw like fuck all's happened in the last couple of weeks. Yeah, and I'm like, that's not a way to sell the injury. Like, even Cody done more to sell his package pile driver before their match. So
Owens is always right.
So the way I look at it is, I think the match itself should be good. You have the hometown factor. I dare to say both men's families are going to be in the crowd, which I think probably both partners of these men are probably going to beg them to stop doing shit. And I think them two are going to snap. And probably. I think there's going to be blood. I think I was about to say guts there, but it's not going to be real life guts on the floor. But I do think this match is going to be brutal. But I'm not saying brutal as in a bad match. I'm saying brutal as in we're going to see a lot of like.
Oh god!
I think we're going to see a lot of big spots. I do think we are going to see good storytelling. And the way I look at it is
having to play the sad song.
I think both men. I think I think both men definitely can put on a good show, but also, I think Kevin Owens deserves. I think Sammy's going to get the W because I think Randy's going to come back tonight, but Kevin Owens does deserve to win for me. I think his work with Cody in the last couple of months was brilliant. His promos have been stellar. And I think similar to what Drew McIntyre done last year, I think since Kevin Owens has turned heel, he's done a lot of his best work in the last 3 or 4 years. So he needs a big win. And to have him look strong facing Randy at WrestleMania, I'd like him to get the win here, but I think Randy's actually going to cost him the match tonight, which leads to Randy Orton versus Kevin Owens for WrestleMania. But I'd like Kevin to win because I think that this is one of the storylines where I feel like the heel is absolutely justified here, and also I think also Reece, right? The way I look at splitting these two guys too, I feel like if you give KO the win, but Sammy has to. A way for Sammy to lose this match would be if Karrion Kross costs him the match, and you can do Sammy versus Karrion Kross because that's been brewing. That's how you split these two guys. I think Karrion Kross maybe cost Sammy the match, and then maybe Randy comes back on SmackDown. You maybe could do it that way if KO's to get the win. But I'm kind of convinced that it's going to be Randy who actually comes back and costs KO the match tonight, if I be honest. I think there's two scenarios. I think either Karrion Kross costs Sami Zayn, because Sami Zayn's been more or less telling him to fuck off the last few weeks, and then the other side of it is Randy comes back and gets revenge on Kevin Owens. I do think we're getting a screwy finish either way. I think the match is going to be great. We're going to get to like the ending, and then either Karrion Kross or Randy Orton is going to be one of the two to screw either Sami Zayn or Kevin Owens here. I don't know what you think.
I think this is just one of those things where it's unsanctioned, so I just want to see the two of them just literally fight until one of them can't stand, and one of them physically just cannot move anymore. I understand the reason. I do see your point about having someone come in and cost either or the match. I just think when you look at it in this respect, these two should just be fighting each other until one man cannot physically
just beat the living piss out of each other, like.
Yeah, I don't think there was a reality where this needed to be. I don't think either or need to get involved. I think you can still have Randy Orton show up on SmackDown and it would still be as effective where Kevin Owens can just talk for days about what he's done. But I don't actually think they know. I don't think they know theoretically what we're going to get out of it. See, the thing is I would still have Karrion Kross win that.
Do you know what I see with this, Reece? The thing is, I see what you're saying as well. I think the way I look at it is, if they both beat the absolute piss out of each other, and then one of them wins so decisively, in theory, you'd have to write that person off TV until after WrestleMania, which I don't imagine that'll happen because I think both men are going to be on either night of WrestleMania. Do you get me?
I think you can still get 7 weeks of that where you can still have whoever has that person's off TV for about a month or so, and then they do come back with say 3 weeks to go, and it's purely one person's a reminder of what they could have had, but they bottled it essentially.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I think
I do think that way. I just think they have, somebody has to realistically fail to stand up. If that leads to someone coming out at that point, then I've got no issue with that. But one of Kevin Owens or Sami Zayn tonight must not get back up. If there
could be a scenario. I'll tell you that now. You could do exactly what you're saying, right? You could do that, whereas, so, let's say for all intents and purposes, KO hit Sami Zayn with a pop-up powerbomb, and then he's about to do the package pile driver to his lifeless body. Then bang, Randy Orton RKO's KO. Sami Zayn gets his arm over Kevin Owens. Wins the match.
I'm tapping it.
Right? Sami wins the match. However, he's still a hypocrite because he couldn't do it on his own. And he didn't help his friend again. And then cross-reminds Sami on Raw that Sami's still being a dickhead. You know? God.
Please, no. Never again.
No, that's not going to happen. I think, no.
That would genuinely be the worst thing.
No, they can reconcile a year or two down the line like they always do. That's fine. I think, look, they have that relationship where they can do it. They can reconcile, but I think it's way too soon. And especially, I think if they reconcile now, it does piss all over what Kevin Owens has done in the last 6 months.
Mm-hmm.
It would piss all over it, like. I think you can do it like in a year's time where maybe Kevin Owens is starting to realize the error of his ways, and him and Sami, Sami's getting the shit beaten out of him by, I don't know, fucking
his nan,
whatever faction is there in a year's time, and Kevin saves him then. I don't know, but I think right now you can't really have like Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn getting back together now, because I think it pisses over the 6 month storytelling that we've just had. It just wouldn't make sense at all.
So, I don't know if you're listening, the guy, and this is where I'm now actually going to turn the music off. I'm now turning the music off now, because I need to realistically make a point now. We've already moved on from that Cena Vince Booker T segment. I've had to endure talking about Sami Zayn. I've had to endure talking about Liv Morgan. This whole situation, we've moved on. It is not I don't understand how you can say. Somebody in the chat can enlighten me. If anyone else in the chat has the same mindset of what I'm about to say, then feel free, because nobody's going to say much. I don't get how what you're replying back to me can you justify as dark humor or that's dark comedy. That one word is not dark comedy. That one word is racism. I don't. Moving on. I don't fucking get it. Moving on. I think Kevin Owens will. I still think Kevin Owens will win this.
Reece. Don't take the bait, man.
Oh no, I just don't understand it. I just don't understand it at all. Like, but yeah, I'm going for Owens to win this. I'm assuming you're going Sami Zayn.
I'm gonna go Sami. Yeah.
Fair enough. Scott Steiner, you've been kicking it again. What are you saying, brother? KO Zayn should end tonight. They've been in the same storyline too many times. To be fair, I do agree. Like, it's been going on for too long. Eventually, it needs to come to an end at some point. Eventually, it has to end. We can't let it continue constantly.
They're destined to fight forever.
Absolute horseshit.
I know that pisses you off, so I had to say it.
I just hate it because it's like, it could be better for them to just move on and do new things instead of constantly coming back to themselves. I just think it's really... I don't find that inspiring, you know? I don't find that enjoyable. Like, it's... I'd have the same issue with other places that they've done the exact same thing. I just don't like that shit. Okay. He's been getting a bit hyped up in the chat because of Trish Stratus, but Jonathan, yes, we are now going to talk about this women's tag. I recommend it. I don't care what this. I don't care what your skin color is. I just don't think it's dark humor. Plain and simple. It doesn't matter what race you are. I think that's a pathetic response. Like, plain and simple. Like, you know what I mean? I don't either.
Like, someone using the N-word, if they're white, that's not dark humor, that's racism, right? Simple as.
If I was to say that right now, you guys would literally be all over social media trying to find out where I live to report me to the fucking police. That's a fact. And if you don't believe me, look at social media. Anybody that says that word, immediately, folk are chasing up their identities. Am I wrong? Wait, am I wrong?
You're not, no. But to be fair, like...
Exactly.
Them slurs that Vince used, like, that's blatant racism. Like put it this way. Like, saying someone who wears a turban is part of the Taliban, that was racist, right? That was completely racist.
That's extremely rude. You are my top man, Abul. Thank you.
It's like, put it this way. It's like someone saying to me...
Exactly. Stussy. Thank you. Carry on, mate. I was just saying, like, this is absolutely spot on. Like, yeah. Vince is the boss. Like, no one's forcing him to do that. He's doing that himself because that's his own personal views.
Exactly. Do you know what pisses me off there as well? Like, it's like labeling anybody who's from any country that, like, a racial slur or a thing like that. That's almost what Vince was doing. Because
he did to Muhammad Hassan.
Yeah.
Like, he's only just returned to wrestling, by the way. Like, he only... Mm-hmm. I don't know if he's actually wrestling, but he's now back in the business. I don't know what he's doing, but he's recently returned to the business.
That's class.
Yeah, same. I liked Muhammad Hassan's character. I thought it was quality. The only thing I didn't like was what they did.
Yeah, around the time with
the Undertaker thing. Yeah, I didn't like that. Thanks, Jonathan. See, 100%. I would have been. I think. Yeah, like I'm not like, this is the thing, and this is what I'm not arguing with. I do not argue with what black people have got the right to argue about, right? Just like I've got no issue with what Latino or Asian people have got a right to laugh about. But when you actually make racial stereotypes or you make racial comments around them in person, it doesn't matter if it's a joke, it's racism. Like
Vince doing it, Reece. Vince doing it was racism. It was blatant racism from Vince. There was nothing lighthearted about what Vince McMahon done. It was blatant racist. Simple as that. Cut and dry. Let's move on to the match because look.
You want another example of racism, but nobody talks about it as much? Roddy Piper, WrestleMania 4. That's all I'm gonna say. Look up instead of me showing you, look up yourself. That's different. That's different. I'm not entertaining that conversation anymore.
Let's move on.
I'm against racism. I hate that people do it. I don't want to get involved. Anyway, so we've got Stiff Champion. And we've got Stiffy Champion, as one person would say, and we've got Stiffy Legend versus now returning to Dangerous Bad Book and Nia Jax and Candice LeRae. Are we happy by this, guys? I've already said I'm not particularly excited by this one, but I'm eager to see what they do. The only thing I'm hoping for in this match is Nia Jax, please take your time. She hasn't been doing that recently. Like, she's been making a lot of issues recently, you know? What about you? What do you think? Obviously not the prediction, but in just general, like, is that something you would echo?
Yeah, I think, like, look, I wouldn't like to see Nia Jax kind of going back to her bad habits. You know? I think that we've seen wrestlers get injured and...
I agree, Scott. I agree.
We've just seen it too many times with Nia Jax, and how many more chances does someone get? You know, like how many? She hasn't done it yet, but if she does it again, like how many more chances does one get before you say, like, look, you're not cut out for this? You know, that'd be my issue if it happens again. You know.
That's all right, James. That's okay. I hate people who do as well. I've been in that situation, so I've elected to stand on. Yeah, this is the thing. I sympathise with what you've went through, and I hate what you went through. I'm just saying, what he said though was racist. I just don't understand how people can think it's funny. That's all. Nia is absolutely getting chances because of her relatives. I do agree. The problem is, she ain't that good. Like, I thought, to be fair, I said it last year. I was very consistent on here. If anyone tries to go, oh, you've always been against Nia Jax.
You've actually been praising her.
I was praising her for a long time because she was not making any mistakes. She was being safe. She was working hard. And I went, you know what? Maybe she's finally going to get a good run. And ever since she's lost that title, she's been an absolute nightmare. It's almost as if she just went, I don't care anymore, you know? She'll be in the crowd. She'll be in the crowd. She'll be front row. Trish Stratus. So Jonathan's obviously going for Trish. I'm going for the opposite. I'm going for Nia Jax and Candice LeRae to win. And I agree with Scott Steiner. He's in the same mindset as me. Stratus versus Nia Jax, I think, will happen at Mania. I think they will do that. It's like a last singles match for her. It wouldn't be a bad idea.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Stratton and LeRae.
You're going Stratton and LeRae. No.
Stratton and Candice LeRae. Hear me. Stratton and Trish
Stratton
Stratus.
And Stratus. Yeah.
Yeah.
Whatever she's wearing tonight, anyway, Trish Stratus, she's still winning for me in that sense.
Yeah. Look, I think. I think
Jesus, Fernando, that's a comment. I
think Tiffany needs a win going into WrestleMania, obviously, because she's going to have to look strong facing Charlotte before she faces Charlotte. And I think also, like, because...
I agree with that.
And because, like, I suppose it's her home country, they kind of have to give a feel-good... They have to give, like, a feel-good moment.
Yep.
For Trish, so I suppose that way, you give it to Tiffany and Trish. I don't think there's much else of this story. I think it's just a match for the purposes of the hometown. and giving Tiffany a win. I think Tiffany Stratton hits the prettiest moonsault ever on Candice LeRae. She gets the 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I think that's how it goes.
Which is fair. Catherine's also going for Trish and Tiff. Fair enough. I think this is probably the only match where it genuinely is actually the odd one to call. Like, it's just odd to call just because of the reality, but this is another fact as well, and Abel's kind of right. Canada's never nice to Trish Stratus. Craig, how are you, fella? My prediction is Trish turns on Stratton.
Oh, she's done too many heel turns. Too many heel turns.
She looks good under a spotlight, though. Not my spot. It should be under my spotlight, but she looks good under a spotlight. The funny thing is, though, if Trish does turn on Stratton, then you still might get a triple threat after all at WrestleMania. She could force her way into this. That makes it a lot more harder to predict as well.
Yeah.
Not sure realistically if I want a triple threat between Charlotte, Stratton, and Stratus. I don't know, but
the only purpose you do that match for is to make sure Tiffany doesn't take the pin.
Yeah.
And realistically, I think for me, I just rather see a singles match and then, just get it over and done with. I think personally, just get that match over and done with. Get that match over and done with, and tell the story of Tiffany getting the title back. I think that's just the way that's the way I am with it. I don't think there's anything else really. I think it'd be a slap in the face to the other women on the roster if Trish gets a title match at WrestleMania, to be completely honest.
She is a blonde, though, Jonathan. If you actually look at Trish Stratus, she is a blonde, but she's got brunette highlights. But Trish is blonde. If you actually look at it as well, Abel's actually kind of labelled it in the right way. It is a past, present, and future match as well, and it definitely would be to protect Stratton. There's no way if this happens, Charlotte would make sure she either makes Trish submit or she pins her out. I don't see it. Reality is, when it comes to WrestleMania, Charlotte is not going to lose regardless. Like, Tiffany Stratton's title reign is ending at WrestleMania. Like, it's a foregone conclusion. We, ladies and gentlemen, are now still got a long way to go. Don't worry. We're not just going to wrap up straight away after our main event. That's not how this works. This isn't like sour grapes crap like JD from New York who brainwashed his fans. We actually are going to keep talking. Does Becky show up tonight? No.
No.
No, not a chance. She'll probably show up tomorrow. Trish should actually face Nia at WrestleMania, Last Woman Standing. Trish in the Last Woman Standing against Nia Jax. Do you want Trish Stratus to turn into a steak pie? Because I don't.
I'd prefer if Trish wasn't a vegetable now, thanks very much.
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't mind if she was on all fours with Rhea Ripley beside her, but that's as far as I'm going. JD has the worst takes. That is true. That is absolutely true. This guy's
is that because he doesn't like Reece? Is that because he doesn't like AEW?
No, his WWE takes are stupid as well. Like,
I haven't even heard him. Anytime I see him, all he does is shit all over AEW.
His WWE takes are just as bad. Like, he's openly said it as well, and this is a fact. He only shits on one company because he knows when they're in a bad situation, he makes money off it. And he knows if they're doing well, he makes little to no money. So he does it for WWE. When WWE were in their worst period, he was making money at their expense. And now he was doing it last year at AEW's expense. The guys are... What's the nicest way to say it?
a prick.
Nah, that's too kind. He's a cockwomble. Like, he's an absolute... He needs stuff spoon-fed to him. He doesn't get storylines. If you ask JD from New York, what is a pro wrestler? He'll probably say, I don't know. Stop stealing my words. He's a twat waffle. Everything to do with waffles is mine. Back off, you spooky bitch. I'm only kidding. That's an RTV reference. Lita makes surprise appearance and costs Trish the match. Jesus Christ, Fernando. Some things will end. He is. A real fan enjoys what they see and still criticises in the right way. A fake fan will say absolutely anything to make money off you. That's why I don't give any money to Fightful. No, you haven't. Jonathan, I'm starting to think, are you what part of... never mind, I'm not even going to ask the question. I'm not going to ask that question. I'm just dropping a message in for Matt because he's still live.
Hit the back button again. Excellent.
Next time you hit the forward button, I'm going to be quite scared. I don't listen to wrestling YouTubers ever since they tried to gaslight me into thinking Cena sucks when I was a kid. I'm quite surprised you listen to my channel then.
Don't worry, I'm here as the balance because Reece is going to just shit all over everything positive. So don't worry, guys. I'm here to be the balance here. Because Ailey isn't here, I'm going to have to take her place to make sure it's not all anti-WWE.
That is not how this works. It's just pure honesty on here. That's all it is. No one...
Bias.
There's no bias on here. It's always the truth. It's always the truth.
Anyways, let's get to the main event of the evening, as Bruce Buffer would say. Abul, I'll find out where you live. I'll egg your house.
I love Abul. He's quality. I think we all used to shit on Cena at some point. I started shitting on Cena back in 2008. 2008, I had enough. At that point, I gave up. Reece at least gives reasons for why he dislikes stuff. No, that is absolutely true. Like I say, I'm always honest. I'm honest, even if people don't like it. It's just a reality. I don't tell you guys what to like. You guys don't tell me what to like. But yeah, I'm expecting this to be the main match of the night. It's just, will it actually main event the show? Is the question.
Yeah, I was just about to say. Do you not want to cover the Rock and Cody Rhodes section first? Because I feel like that's not going. I reckon the Chamber is going to main event because there's no way you can't do that and not the Chamber. I think that has to go.
Yeah, I'm not gonna. Yeah, I wasn't gonna overlook that at all.
What do you think? Did we do that before we covered the Chamber match to kind of lead us into our predictions for the Chamber? Does that make sense?
I don't mind.
Yeah, because I think you have a theory. I might have a theory, or they might be the same.
See, I was deliberating this all day, Scott, about will he or won't he. WWE should do the funniest thing and have Logan Paul win, but I think Cena's winning. Fair enough, Catherine. Fair enough. You've gone for John Cena. That's fine. We could be here all day.
Yeah, we would be here all day. That's another story for another day.
Yeah. Put it this way. Not Roman Reigns. See, someone's on my wavelength. See, I got a funny theory, and I wonder if it'll happen.
Was it what it said to you in voice note last week?
Hmm.
Because I said this before the leak came out.
Yeah.
I don't want it to happen, but I see the absolute logic. But I agree with the last comment there.
Keen's sound. He's Irish, but he's sound.
Hey, hold on a second. What's that to do with not being sound?
Fuck
you!
I want to get an Irish dick in.
You're not as bad as Julio for the racism towards Irish. It's okay.
I bet that man's busy hitting the replies, man. There's a difference. What if Logan won the championship pinning Cody Clean at Mania? Then WrestleMania would be cancelled for life. I'd
become an AEW fan if that happened.
I would be glad that I would be going to WrestleMania next year for my birthday, put it that way. I don't know if this is true, but why the hell do these women look like they have plastic surgery? Because they get injured and then they go and get them done. That's the NXT way. I'm going for CM Punk to win. Cannot be arsed with Logan Paul in this match. He should be the first man eliminated. He doesn't even deserve to be in this match. Plain and simple. I don't care.
I would have made this. I wouldn't have put him in this match, right? But I feel like he's going to feud with AJ Styles. I feel like he's going to feud with AJ Styles at WrestleMania, judging by Raw, right? But remember, years ago, remember in 2013, Reece, when they done the Money in the Bank ladder match, and they done it like as a champions, so former world champions Money in the Bank match.
Yeah,
they could have like it was more or less 5 out of 6 of these wrestlers are all Money in the Bank, are all former world champions. So you could have put AJ Styles in it. You could have put Sheamus in it. I know I've thrown Sheamus' name out here already tonight, but Sheamus in the Chamber would it like just in terms of like bangers. There's stories to tell with Drew there. There's stories to tell with Cena there. Do you know what I mean? Who's there? AJ Styles had a story with Cena. Had a story with Rollins. You know,
that's what it should have been. This should have been if you're not going to have Cena win the Royal Rumble, then theoretically you put all of Cena's
nemesis.
Aye. In the chamber.
Like Roman for fuck's sake.
We know why he didn't. Like he deliberately politicked himself out of it, and I don't blame him. Like he was like, if I'm not winning it, then don't put me in. Just write me off telly, which I kind of understand. Logan should be pinned a minute after the chamber match begins. Yes, Logan won the WWE Champion.
2009 treatment.
Yeah. Sad reality, Catherine. Roman doesn't. No, he doesn't. He doesn't want to lose. Any crazy chamber predictions? Someone getting attacked and replaced, outside interference, Drew getting rolled up. I have one crazy theory, but it's kind of not going to happen now. Like I had a different kind of theory, but it won't happen now, unless this chamber match does main event the show. If this match does main event the show, then part of my theory could come true, which would be insane. And my actual theory was, I want to make sure I'm getting my years right. Actually, it is correct because I'm never wrong. Elimination Chamber 2018. If anyone remembers what happens in that match...
What, where Strowman wrecks everyone, then Roman wins?
No, not that. It was how the match started.
Oh, how does that match start again?
It was a triple threat.
Was it?
Mm-hmm. It was a 7-man chamber. Balor, Rollins, Cena, Strowman, Roman, and Miz, and Elias. That match started with Balor, Miz, and Rollins. My crazy feat, yeah.
What way would you start it then?
Rock becomes a part of the chamber.
Holy shit!
and he wins the damn thing.
Makes himself come out at number 7.
Mm-hmm. After, like, literally, like, the wild thing, it's been on my mind all day. Like, this segment, like, there's different spins. I still think someone's selling out, 100%. But the crazy thing is, I think Rock would purposely win this match so he can give the title shot to his chosen individual to face Cody. Not in the sense that he doesn't believe his guy's going to win, but it screws Cena out of the match itself. The crazy thing is, I think that ties into Punk's favor. If that was to happen, I don't think it's going to happen, but that would actually be much better than any predictable bollocks than you could realistically get. What if Brock Lesnar's the favor from Heyman helps Punk win?
Brock Lesnar, no.
That would be a great favor, but Brock, I don't ever think will ever step foot in a WWE ring again, unless it's a Hall of Fame induction.
Thing is, Reece, I know he's not going to come out tonight, but wasn't Vince's case not dropped recently?
Yeah.
That, as shitty as that is, it clears Brock Lesnar to come back, as shitty as it is, in terms of the situation. But it clears him to come back.
A better WrestleMania title match would have been Punk versus Lesnar versus Cody. See, I do where you see you're coming from, Craig. The problem is, if you're going to come out and you're going to make The Rock all of a sudden start sounding like The Undertaker, then I'm getting quite scared. For the wrong reasons. Like, that just doesn't sound like Rock. I want to take your soul. Like, that's
I think what he means by that, though, I
know he means selling out. I just think the wording of it was really poor. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get it. He probably should have said, I want to own you. But I think that's what he meant.
Not even like that, yeah. Even like that would have worked. Like, sell out. Join what I'm doing. Instead of saying, I want your soul.
Yeah, I get it. It's the wording, but I think you're nitpicking. I think you're slightly nitpicking on that.
But I am, because of the fact that it just didn't come across right. I think that promo was really... It didn't feel like a Rock promo. Like, I wasn't even sure what to describe it. At one point, I was comparing it to Vince. It was just really strange, and genuinely couldn't stop laughing over it. Like, I just couldn't stop laughing, so I was like, this just doesn't make sense. But something might happen of it. I want to see something come from it. I'm just not sure. Paul Heyman's new stable, Roman, Punk, and Brock. I think there's already another Paul Heyman guy waiting in the mix, and I've said it so many times. So
Braun Breaker.
He's the next Paul Heyman guy, and it actually fits in well to 100% Coke Fernando. Black hair Cody Rhodes, like his Ring of Honor days, was absolute insanity. As a world champion, it works well. I want your soul, such a Vince line. It is.
The other thing is, right, Cody's so over with the fans now, they're not going to turn him. But also...
It would do him a favour to turn him.
It would. But here's the thing. The fans in the arena will cheer him even more if he starts acting like a dickhead. I'll tell you that now. It's like if you turn Cena heel. Cena would be even more over if he became a heel.
When it's certainly what people want.
See, this is the thing what happens with these like white collar baby faces that you have, like in terms of like John Cena and Cody Rhodes. Like,
I was playing that earlier on, Abel. I love Mortal Kombat.
But here's the problem, Reece. When you turn these like white collar, hard working baby faces as heels, more often than not, they can't like. It's not that they don't get over as heels. They absolutely are over, but they're over in a different way. The fans cheer them. Like Stone Cold Steve Austin in 2001. The fans refuse to boo him. I guarantee you turn John Cena heel, he's not getting booed. You turn Cody Rhodes heel, a large majority of the crowd will not boo him. Yeah, the couple of kids might, But the majority of adults in the arena will think it's fucking class, and they'll
Fuck
cheer
them
him.
kids. Fuck them kids.
You sound like Brock Lesnar there.
Absolutely, that was the point.
Yeah, but like, do you understand what I'm saying? Like, it's hard.
No, I don't disagree with you at all. I don't disagree with you. That's what I like with StreamYard now. Straight away. Where is it? No more sharing. Oh, what do you mean block the screen? There is The Rock. And Cody Rhodes could be Quan Chi. Quan Chi wins flawless victory. I love Mortal Kombat. What a dope game. That's what I like about StreamYard now, is you don't even need to share your screen. You can just share images straight away. Quality.
Were you not always able to do that?
No. They didn't do it until quite recently. David LaGreca
That'll tell you how long. That'll tell you how long ago it was since I used StreamYard.
Yeah. David LaGreca would cry if Cody went heel. Dave LaGreca is the worst podcaster I've ever listened to. He's an absolute gimp. We've seen a need to have him full corporate. See that thing he did? I agree with him. CM Punk was right about Cena regardless. He should have had to have qualified for the Chamber. But also in a way, him doing that best for business nonsense. Cena is so corporate that he can't even turn heel. It's just so funny. If he did turn heel, him going full corporate as champion would be very interesting, because it's not something he's genuinely ever done. So it would actually tie into it if he did do it. There's no way it works. And exactly, she was heel for years, but Rhea Ripley just needs to turn around and she's already over. Corporate faction led by The Rock with Cody as the champion, and Drew and Seth also eventually join along with the Profits, the Corporation 2.0. See, I agree with the Corporation 2.0. I just don't think the Corporation works in 2025. Just the way it was done back then, I just don't know. But you really would have to jump in on the line with it. I think his champion is Drew McIntyre. Regardless. Would you like to see Chris Benoit a documentary on Netflix just like Vince? I feel we need to start mentioning Benoit on Netflix so many people know about CTE. But see, if you mention CTE, Stone Cold Steve Austin's just going to argue and say it doesn't exist. Maybe he needs to get dropped on his head again. I don't know.
There's already a documentary about Chris Benoit. It's called The Dark Side of the Ring. Just watch that. Don't need. True. Yeah, no, look. Yeah, we're not going down that rabbit hole, but yeah,
I've always said I wanted to review them.
Chris Benoit, just watch that one. That's all I'm going to say.
I've always said I wanted to review the Dark Side of the Ring episodes. I really need to start doing it because I really do like watching them. Some of them are good, some of them are genuinely nonsense. But yeah, Chamber match. Now there are a lot of hypotheticals, obviously, to try and throw people. Sorry, my eyes just a little bit itchy. I apologise. There were 3 possible winners leaked this week. One of them was by Chris Featherstone, works for Sportskeeda. He put on his Patreon. And obviously this was spoiled to me, which kind of pissed me off because I actually quite like this guy, and I hate the fact that he's done it on his Patreon. He's doing it to make his clout money. But he's put his Patreon that Drew McIntyre is going to win the Elimination Chamber tonight. There's several other reports that are saying Cena's going to win the Elimination Chamber. And the last one is CM Punk. There's no mention that Seth Rollins is going to win it. He was mentioned that he's just going to be the MVP of the match. Logan Paul was built as the wild card, and we're lucky he was actually in there in the first place. But we didn't expect him to really do anything. And then the last one, Damian Priest. I don't think Damian Priest has got anything to give, which might sound a bit harsh, but he wasn't the person I think anybody wanted in this match. I think people wanted maybe someone like a Solo or a Jacob Fatu. You know, someone that would really make it, just actually not entirely Solo, but someone like Jacob Fatu where it's so intense. I think having Damian Priest in this match was it's so babyface heavy, this match. and that's not good.
I think
for
they
a,
tried to. I
for a
think they
chamber.
tried. I think they tried to make a babyface heavy for the purpose of unpredictability. But I think the thing about this, though, I think Priest has had a good 2024. So I think
Yeah,
from a put it this way, from a work point of view, and from a, I suppose, from a deserving standpoint, he probably deserves it more than a Solo. I think Jacob Fatu.
this is coming, Stussy. This is coming.
Yeah, that is 100% coming. I think that is coming very soon. But,
Tonight, I think.
But here's the thing with me. I think with Solo, you can and Jacob. I think they have their own individual story that they're building to, and I think putting Jacob in the chamber and having him to take a pin tonight isn't it. I think you need to protect him. So I wouldn't have had him in the chamber, but
he's already taken pins though, so far. So I think it would be fine for him to take one.
When?
Yeah, he has been pinned on TV.
When has he been pinned on WWE television?
Didn't he get pinned recently? I'm sure he's been pinned on TV.
No,
yeah.
He hasn't. Solo took the pins, and Tamatonga and them took the pins. See, as far as I'm aware, since his debut,
Jacob not been pinned. I'm sure he has.
He's been on the losing side. He was on the losing side in War Games.
I know that.
He might have been pinned in a dark match against Cody Rhodes, but he hasn't been pinned on TV. I'm pretty sure.
No, I'll give you that. No, he was just pinned in a dark match. Yeah,
I've seen the video of that, but he hasn't been pinned on TV. So I think that's why I wouldn't have put him in the chamber, because he would have had to take a pin, right? And now I know you could have done it in a way where everyone gangs up on him, but then he still takes a pin. Do you know what I mean? So I think
he can afford it. I don't think there's any issue for him not to be taking a pin. I think he can take one. Depends on who he's taking the pin. If he was taking the pin to Cena, then I would say that's wrong. But if he took the pin,
get that goal and shovel out, get it out.
I think realistically there are people in here that you could have him take a pin to where it doesn't do damage, it just leads to him going after them, but it's still wild that he's not even on the show. It's mental. This cage match would have been perfect for him as well, to be an absolute riot.
Yeah,
and this would have been a good place to start even more feuds for him. The writing's on the wall for him. I think Jacob Fatu is incredible regardless, but I just think they've lost a trick. I'm still surprised that there's only 4 matches on this card. Not even giving Braun Breaker a title defense is mental. Yeah,
I think they could have definitely put one more match, but I think maybe the reason why they've only done 4 matches is the whole Rock Cody Rhodes thing is going to go on maybe 20 minutes, half an hour. So
even for an event like this, it's 3.5 hours to nearly 4 hour show. The Elimination Chamber matches normally go 45 minutes each, unless there's going to be 20-minute video packages.
Reece, Travis Scott's on the show, so that's probably why as well. I just thought about that there.
Why the hell is Travis Scott there?
Probably a musical performance.
God almighty.
But that's why there's only 4 matches, because you have the Rock Cody, segment, you have the 2 chamber matches unsanctioned, and then the tag team match. So yeah, and then Travis Scott's there as well. So yeah, that's probably why.
I would have dropped him for Braun Breaker. So much better.
Yeah, I agree with you, but I also see why they're doing this. Also,
it's not going to do anything.
Here's a wild prediction. Travis Scott's doing something that's going to lead him having some involvement at WrestleMania. I'm just putting that out there. I know. But we've had Logan Paul. We've had Bad Bunny.
That shit needs to die. Nah. I know. I
know you don't like it, but I'm just telling you ahead of advance so you don't have a meltdown on Twitter later.
It's not fun, that stuff.
I know. I'm just telling you this now so you don't have a meltdown on Twitter at 2:30 in the morning.
Meltdown? It'll be me wanting to fly over there and kick his cunt in.
But yeah.
I don't watch Cultaholic. I don't watch them because a lot of people have said so much shit about them. and I'd rather avoid that crap. So
yeah, I don't watch.
I'm gonna decline. Steve Austin will never appear in WWE again.
No, he finished on a high.
He will never appear in WWE again.
He finished on a high. That's it. He got his final match. He got his
and also he would only show if it was a Vince booked segment. Let's be real. He's a Vince guy.
He also wanted way too much money just to hit a stunner in the main event last year. So
yeah. The Wrestle Talk crew are pretty good.
Support Wrestle Talk.
They're okay, I think. I don't really know. I don't watch a lot of. I actually rarely watch wrestling podcasts. I only watch a few. I stick to my own a few others, and I just watch other stuff.
Reece watches the United Stand.
I'd rather shoot myself. I would much rather shoot myself. Ugh. But either Cena wins from the start, Drew wins it from the middle, or CM Punk will win it. The other three, rule the other three out now. Rollins is not winning this because Rollins is up against Roman at WrestleMania. Check. Logan Paul hopefully is in a loser leaves wrestling for good match. Tick. And Damien,
I think Logan Paul is a piece of shit, right? Logan Paul is a piece of shit.
I honestly hate the guy.
Hate him too, right? I hate him too. But I'm not going to lie. He was made to be in WWE. He's an absolute prick of a heel. He is an absolute dickhead. He's a heat magnet. And he can wrestle. I don't care what anybody says. You're lying if you say Logan Paul can't wrestle.
I just wish he never was. I just wish he never existed.
Me too, but like, you can't like Reece. We'd be lying to ourselves right now if we both said that Logan Paul isn't good at what he does.
That's true, Fernando. He is.
Like he's an absolute see you next Tuesday. I'm not going to say that word on your show, but you know what the word I'm on about.
You can say it. It's fine on here.
He's an absolute cunt. He's an absolute cunt of a thing, but he's brilliant in the ring. He's a good heel, and he's better than most fucking independent wrestlers out there who have no character.
That is very true. He has said that.
But
here's the thing: every podcast is a fanboy for a promotion. What culture are just boring as piss water? It's plain and simple. If Logan,
nothing will beat the old what culture days. They're not what they used to be.
I just think they're all clownish, and every single one of them just doesn't care. They're only in it for the money. They have got nothing about them. Like, they're just a posh wank away from being off the air, put it that way. Unpopular opinion, I'd rather be friends with Tessa Blanchard than Logan Paul of Attitude. Wow, Fernando, wow. To be fair, both are as bad as each other, let's be real.
Yeah, both are pieces of shit, like. But anyway, on to the chamber match, as we were discussing. So yeah, I think Logan Paul doesn't have a chance. I think Damian Priest doesn't have a chance.
Rollins definitely doesn't. He doesn't.
Yeah, I have my theory how Seth gets eliminated from this match in the first place.
Roman will show up.
Roman is doing Shawn Michaels 2010 on his ass. But the thing about this, I had 3 winners like you. I have 2 possible winners. I think A, Drew McIntyre, or B, John Cena. I'm going with Cena because I want him to win. I want him to get 17 as a Cena fan. But the more I think about how I sent this to you in a voice note before the leaks came out, about how Drew's new contract was signed by The Rock. The Rock gifted him his gift when he signed his contract. Also, The Rock filming with Drew. on his like Instagram Live a couple of months ago. Like, there are all these key little things, and Drew asking, is this on video? Do you know, like, all these key little things? Like, if you look at the nuances of how The Rock has been telling his story since he's come back to WWE, it makes sense that Drew McIntyre is his corporate champion. And also, Drew McIntyre has been a massive hypocrite in all these angles, and he calls others out for being a hypocrite. So, Drew McIntyre is siding with a member of the Bloodline, because let's not forget, The Rock has not left the Bloodline officially. Like, The Rock has not left the Bloodline officially. So Drew siding with a member of the Bloodline would be the biggest hypocrite move out of anyone in WWE, considering Drew blames the Bloodline for everything bad that happens to him. And then if Drew now all of a sudden sides with The Rock, he becomes everything he quote-unquote hates. But he's doing it to get the title. So I can see how 100% how that works. However, as great as that would be, I want my boy to win 17. And I would just, like, if there's a way to turn Cody Rhodes heel, it's him facing John Cena. That's how you turn Cody Rhodes fucking heel. If there's a way for the fans to turn on Cody Rhodes, it's to have him to face John Cena. There's no way in John Cena's final year that the fans are going to boo John Cena going for a world title, regardless of who's on the other end of the fucking coin. If there's a way to get like Cody Rhodes over as a heel in terms of getting legit in the heat, is him facing John Cena and then eventually siding with The Rock. There is a way to do that, but I'm going to go John Cena just simply out of wanting him to win the 17th world title, and we get the face of the past versus the face of the future and the present. And yeah, I'm going to go with it. I'm not fully confident on it, but I'm gonna go John Cena. And the last time is now, as my tagline here on StreamYard does say.
He won't be there.
But also my theory as well, I forgot to drop it in, Reece. The reason why I haven't mentioned CM Punk is I think there's a potential that he calls in his favour to get into the main event of WrestleMania. And I maintain that. I said that on the Royal Rumble stream, when we were on the Royal Rumble stream a month ago nearly. But that's how CM Punk gets to the main event of WrestleMania. And maybe he calls in that favour through Paul Heyman and The Rock to come corporate man Punk. You know, he becomes that corporate guy. Because again, also, that would go against all of Punk's beliefs. You know, all Punk's core values. But also, you have to factor in, that would make, like, Punk is so desperate to get to WrestleMania that if he loses in the chamber, he calls in that favour and he goes against everything he believes in. That's another story you can't tell to make it compelling. He reaches out to his mentor in Paul Heyman and a man who took his WrestleMania dream away from him 12 years ago. That's another way you can do this.
True.
And I suppose that's maybe another way you can get CM Punk booed is selling out. If there's one thing the fans don't like is a sellout in the arenas.
Yeah. No, I agree.
I'm not saying it's going to happen in terms of him selling out, but I definitely can see him cashing in his favour with Heyman to get into the match. But he doesn't necessarily have to sell out. Now, he could sell out to The Rock, but put it this way, I don't want either CM Punk or John Cena facing Logan Paul at WrestleMania.
No one does. Don't worry, no one does.
The matches in the ring actually might be decent, but they deserve better. Like John Cena's last. I know you're not a big Cena fan, right? I know you're not a big Cena fan, but you can't turn around and say that John Cena's last ever WrestleMania match, you have to do it with Logan fucking Paul. I'm sorry, no.
He shouldn't be in a title match for his last Mania ever. Still, I stand by that.
You know, like, it kind of shits all over his legacy by giving him, like, Logan Paul.
They done it to Kurt Angle, so...
Yeah, Vince done that to Kurt Angle, but I think Triple H has more respect for the business than Vince did. It's towards Vince's later days.
True, I just think it's just a reality of what they do. I just don't... I don't know. No one does, James, don't worry. No one does. I still believe Cena should fight his main rival, Orton, for WrestleMania. I know you've said that a few times, Abu.
We will get that before December.
Hopefully not. Just for different reasons, hopefully not. I've got a different kind of take when it comes to the Chamber. I already gave take number 1, where if this match main events and Rock forces his way into the Chamber, it forces his hand. If it doesn't, then I have 2 different theories. Number 1, Drew McIntyre wins the Chamber and the WWE title on the same night. Straight away, I might add. And then number 2, the other theory, which would be the biggest swerve of them all, is the Elimination Chamber match does become a title match all along.
And Rock just throws Cody into the Chamber.
Nah. If this segment is before Cody, and Cody denies Rock, I could see Rock having someone take the title from Cody right there and then. And then Cody gets the rematch at Mania. Which is another wild theory as well. Which nobody is suggesting that I've seen. Nobody is.
Do you know what I've seen in the betting markets that might back up your theory? It doesn't say an individual, but it says in the betting markets at like 12 or 14 to 1, it says any other wrestler to win the Chamber. So there is meta to your madness.
Yeah. The crazy thing is, I could see something like that happening where it completely throws everyone off the loop. Where Cody says no, doesn't sell out, so Rock punishes him by making either him defend the title in the Chamber, where he's not prepared, or someone Rock attacks him, he brings someone out and they pin him. His champion does that over and over and they defend it in the Chamber. And then Cody gets that person at Mania. Theoretically as well, that can also make you have Cena tie into Cody at Mania as well. There's so many weird possibilities they can do with this, but I think it seems so predictable that the winner's going to be Cena. It just seems predictable. I don't particularly like it that he hasn't earned it, because he hasn't.
But he's John fucking Cena. That's the story.
The name to me doesn't really matter. I think you've got to earn it to get in here, but there is a mad thing, and that is true. That did happen. Mind you, it was the Royal Rumble match itself, but it is certainly a wild possibility.
So your final prediction is Cena, is that? What if his champion, the other person he brings out, Reece, is Roman Reigns? Yeah.
The funny thing is, I can see that as well. But does anybody realistically want Roman versus Cody 3 at Mania? 3 years in a row?
No, I want to revisit that at some point, but not now. I'd like to revisit that at some point with Cody as champion, because the dynamic could be different in terms of Roman chasing Cody rather than Cody chasing Roman. But I think it's too soon to do that match yet. I think you can do that match at the Rumble next year, maybe. You know, maybe you do that match in in the Saudi Rumble next year. You know, because Saudi will want a big marquee match. So maybe you do Cody versus Roman at the Rumble next year.
Their marquee match next year will be Goldberg versus Life Support Machines.
Please no. Sick. I don't want to see Goldberg anymore.
Nobody
you know
does.
me, I'm a sucker for a part-timer like return, but not Goldberg.
Theoretically, this chamber match has two people's last chance to win to get a WrestleMania main event. Because if CM Punk doesn't get it this year, he'll never get it again. I stand by that. If Punk doesn't win it this year, he will never be in a contention again for a Mania main event. So, for me, it's between two people. It's between Punk or McIntyre for me.
Ooh, Punk or McIntyre?
Mm-hmm.
Who are you going to go for? Oh, he's deliberating. Have you updated the Excel sheet, by the way?
Mm-hmm. I've updated it.
Right, you have to share screen and show us, buddy. Who's your
Oh, I am.
I'll have to zoom in. Can you zoom in there? Because I'm on my phone. You've gone through.
Mm-hmm. Someone that can wrestle, hopefully. It would make sense for Punk to win, but he's not winning. He's not winning.
I think he's not winning, but I think I'm convinced he's calling in that favour because that's his last resort.
Yeah.
I said this to you at the Rumble. I just think
it's his last chance.
Yeah.
Would you bet your life savings on Drew winning? I would bet his Scottish nationality. No, I think the reality is, I think the weird thing is, it just looks like it's going to happen. There's something about it. There's just something about it.
I'll be honest, I seen the report about Drew yesterday morning. I then had a look at the betting odds, obviously. At the point of when it was originally leaked, when the actual leak on Patreon went up, Drew's odds were still the same, which meant he wasn't the favourite. As of this morning, he was only a slight favourite over John Cena. The odds are still very close. So maybe WWE are still deliberating right now who they actually give it to. Because if the odds are usually that close, it means normally, one person or another won't win it. But these leaks have been. I'd throw it to you, Reece. Case in point, this guy leaked this on Patreon. All of a sudden, Jey Uso wins the Royal Rumble, right?
Mm-hmm.
All big betting providers, DraftKings, Paddy Power, Ladbrokes, Sky Bet, you name it. All these guys had Jey Uso at like 16-1, 9-1. John Cena and CM Punk were nailed on at the Royal Rumble, even after these leaks. So
Sure.
I'll be honest, we can't trust these dirt sheets and Patreons. We really can't. And if you look at the way Triple H is pump faking some of these dirt sheets, especially if you look at it, he pump faked them with Alexa Bliss. He pump faked them with The Rock not having any WrestleMania involvement whatsoever. And both things in the last couple of weeks have been proven for the dirt sheets to be wrong. So, like, when I look at it that way, I say I won't fully believe dirt sheets. I'm going to enjoy the ride tonight. And I'm just hoping we just get some damn good storytelling.
Yeah. I don't know. We'll see.
Do you want to rank our top 5 chamber matches?
Maybe another night.
That's definitely something we can revisit, because I'm just thinking one of my favourite chamber matches was like the original 2002. Oh, we rewatched that match the other day.
Nothing has actually come close to that. None of them.
Remember when RVD done the fucking frog splash off the top of the pod?
Oh, yeah.
They killed Triple H.
See you later, Abdul. Cheers for tuning in, bud. I don't think you'll ever see, the chamber won't ever be as good as that.
No. It's just because they've changed, obviously, the layout of it up, and obviously they've done it for safety reasons, I think, to, I suppose, reduce injury, but it's kind of watered down the match the way. It's like when they changed Hell in a Cell, to like the new one. The worst chamber lineup, I'm thinking it was 2013, when Jack Swagger won it. Or no, 2015 Intercontinental title match. I have to think. Which one? He's like The Rock doing the counts.
That one and that one.
Oh, Santino, Great Khali, Cody Rhodes. Yeah, that wasn't this day's Cody Rhodes. Yeah.
It's both of them. Both of them. Absolute horseshit. Horrible. Both of them.
That was 2012, was it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, probably one of the reasons why the man has CTE.
Amongst other things.
Yeah.
What's up, Cody?
And just let the viewers know, guys, Reece told me off air that he's a massive Cody Rhodes fan, massive John Cena fan, loves WWE, loves WWE's booking, thinks everything's amazing, and yeah, Reece is a massive WWE fan. Is any part of that true?
I like WWE, but I don't like anything else. It's like that young kid who gets asked to get like, what football team do you support? He says, I'm a Man United fan. What's your favourite player? None of them. They're all shit. Quite simple. I don't think it's as good as I think it could be. I've always maintained that consistency, but probably because I've just got an older feel for it. That's just reality. It sticks in. But some things could be better.
Yeah, Reece really I agree. The guy 1, 2, 3. Reece really likes WWE. He's coming to his senses. He's no longer a fan of independent wrestling and AEW and all these places. He's a real WWE fan. And he's a massive fan of Orange Cassidy. I'm just on the wind up now because it's 2 hours and 16 minutes into the podcast. So I just had to wind you up. I was going well all night not to try wind you up.
The original's still the best one, Stussy.
Yeah.
Simple. There's been some good chamber matches since then, but nothing comes close to the original.
Ooh. What about the lineup in 2005?
I like the 05 one.
Who was in that one? You had Triple H, Randy Orton, Batista, Chris Benoit, Chris Jericho,
Edge.
Shawn Michaels. Yeah, I knew I was missing someone. Yeah, I think that lineup in terms of pure bare talent.
Yeah, it was great. Like that one's great. It's probably the second or maybe third best chamber match, but anything after that I don't think is good. It just falls away. Yeah. A rare chamber where all of them are stars, exactly. 2003 SummerSlam and anything that involves the Big Show is a skip. Put it that way. The fact that he's been in a chamber match is criminal.
You can argue, Reece. You can argue everyone in the chamber tonight for their own reasons are stars tonight in the men's chamber.
Except Logan Paul.
He's a crossover star. Look, we have again.
He's just a melt.
He's an absolute cunt. But again, like, he's a star in his own way. He attracts eyeballs to WWE. Like, it's like saying Jake Paul doesn't bring eyes to boxing when we all know his fights are very dubious, but he brings eyeballs to the sport.
He is absolutely. That guy is so rigged.
Oh, he's a walking STD, you know.
Oh yeah, he absolutely is a walking STD. He is every single one of them in one. He probably has them to go around. He probably gives people a clap, the dirty bastard. Absolutely hate him. Yeah, I've seen this and it's disgusting. That Forrest is pathetic. What he's done. Should never have done that, but hey ho, guys.
Did you see the video of Logan Paul on his podcast like last year slagging off one of his co-hosts because he was religious or something, and he's saying that his co-host needs to get mental health because he believes in his religion.
Yeah, I seen that. He genuinely thinks he's edgy and all that shit. Like, he's quote unquote Logan Paul is an embarrassment to life. He is an embarrassment to life, and I firmly believe in that. But fun times, eh? Guys, we're gonna get out here. This has been a fun show. We will be reviewing this tomorrow. We'll see how that goes. But thanks for tuning in. It's been a good laugh. You guys are always entertaining. You guys always get involved. It's good chat. And Keen, thanks for being on, and we'll see you all tomorrow.
Always a pleasure, Reece. Always a pleasure. And last time is now. 17. We're coming.
And on that bombshell, Yeah, we'll go with that. On that bombshell, it's time to end. So, see you later, and good night.